All right, we are live on YouTube and we are about live on Instagram. Let's see. All right, we are live on Instagram too. Perfect. Welcome in, everybody. I hope you are having a wonderful Friday. I hope your weekend is getting off to a good start. I wanted to jump on, for some reason, my screen is frozen here. Let's get this fixed. That's so weird. Maybe we'll just restart it. Restart the live. Hang with me here. Here we go. Let's try this 2 times the charm, maybe. All right. Hmm. It's still frozen. I don't know what is going on. Hmm. See now, we have to start this over again. Oh, sorry about that, guys. What is going on here? All right, this is insane. We might have to just keep the the YouTube live up here. I'm not sure. Let's see. Can we do it now? 3 times the charm. Yeah, I don't know. Mm-mm-mm. All right, we are live. My head is moving. 3 times the charm it is. Beautiful. I don't know what that was, but we are live. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Friday. I wanted to touch base rather on the post of today. We had a few, but there's one in particular that I think will be most applicable to you guys, right? And that post for today is those that have tried everything that they know of, everything that exists to lower their blood sugar, right? They feel like they've tried everything, yet their blood sugar is still high. And, you know, this is a situation we see quite a lot of. Our clients are eating healthy, they are taking supplements, they are doing tests, they are staying active, they are managing their carb portions, they are cutting out carbs, they are cutting out sugar, they are cutting out fast food, right? They're doing all these stereotypical healthy things, yet their blood sugar is still high. And it doesn't seem to make a ton of sense, right? Doesn't seem to align. And, big reason for that, I think, too, is like many people in this position care a lot about their health, right? They have all these great values. And if you were to look at it on paper, you'd think, oh, they're the last person that's going to struggle more with blood sugar because blood sugar is, if we think stereotypically now, it's more associated with people that, oh, we're frozen again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We'll have to stop. I don't want to disrupt this. 'Cause we're gonna have to just stay alive here. So, what I was saying was, I forgot where I left off. It was, around the people that have tried a lot of things and haven't quite seen, the changes, and stereotypically, we think about diabetes or blood sugar issues or high blood sugar as being stereotypically, "Oh, you're not eating healthy, you're not living healthy, you're not doing, enough things to support your health, support your body, you don't care about your health," right? And, from our experience, with the clients that we work with, that couldn't be further from the truth, right? Because we find it's actually the exact opposite. Many people do care a lot. Many people do try. Many people are trying the exact things that theoretically you would think would help to lower blood sugar, but here they are. And these are people that are very ambitious. They have figured out a lot of things in their life already. They have solved a lot of problems, but they just haven't quite solved this just yet. And it leads to, lacking belief that maybe you can lower your blood sugar. It leads to lack of belief in maybe others being able to help you do that. But it's really important that the clients that we work with too, they're able to maintain a strong mentality around this too, that they know they can see improvements with this because they know they have the healthy habits in place, they know they have the ability to do it because they've done other hard things before, but they're just missing certain pieces, right? They're not resorting to kind of like the victim mentality where they're like, well, this is hopeless for me, this is not going to work out. They might think that maybe for period of time, but it's not their core belief. Their core belief is, I know I can improve this. It's just a matter of what am I missing to be able to do that. And that's when the conversation turns to, well, I feel like I've tried everything, right? And I would say with the conversations that we have with potential clients on calls, also in our messages on different social media platforms, but emails as well. This is probably the most common message that we hear. Oh, I've tried everything. I've done this. I've done that. Um, and I think I would agree to that to an extent. But what I would rather kind of say to that is a lot of times when this message, when this email, when this response comes up, what often occurs in my brain is we often don't know what we don't know, right? We only know what's in our perspective, our current perspective. We only know what's in our current knowledge base. And we don't know oftentimes what else is out there, right? So I want to take you through a few different reasons, where we can feel like we've tried everything, but in reality, it hasn't quite been that. And I think we should take that as a good thing too, because if there wasn't anything else out there, if there were no other options, then would be very hard to see improvements. You feel stuck, right? You wouldn't be able to move. You wouldn't be able to see improvements. But here we are, right? And every single client that has said that and started with us, it's interesting to see how many mental shifts and how much knowledge that they gain after just saying, I have tried everything, after just saying, there's nothing else out there, right? There's so many different things that we see. And just, after doing this for years, nearly a decade at this point, working with 500 plus clients, our team, having over 50 years of combined coaching experience in this area, you've seen it all at this point. And, I know for a lot of people, that have felt like they've tried it all, they can be in that space where, again, their current perspective kind of limits that ability to see other possibilities. But as long as you have the belief that you can do it, as long as you have the belief in yourself that you can do it, when you get those missing pieces, you can take off, right? And so there's a few reasons why that comes up. And I didn't talk about this in the post today. If you want to check out the post, just go into our Instagram channel. It's like the light green carousel post that you'll see. But the reason why this is often the case is number one, when we encounter clients that have tried it all, typically what that signals to us is they might have tried certain pieces of what we talk about, right? They might have tried certain pieces of circadian rhythm support that we talk about. They might have implemented certain pieces of movement or certain pieces of minerals or certain pieces of testing, but it's never the full gamut. It's never everything that we do within, a coaching program. And that really matters, right? And that is crucial because many of us get our information from social media. We try to piece things together. We work with multiple different coaches. We try to piece things together, right? And oftentimes, what that does, right or wrong, just with the environment, that's just how it's designed. We don't get the full perspective of what we need to implement to fully grasp that area, like circadian rhythm support, like stress, like nutrition, right? And we get pieces of it. Um, and that can be problematic because then we label something as we've tried something when in reality, we're familiar with it, but we haven't implemented it fully, right? And that leads me into the next point too, is like, some clients might have the full perspective, but haven't quite implemented as consistently as they wanted to, right? And again, that leads to, not having the full perspective, or, as humans, things come up, right? There's things that could be related to a lot of like social media in general, that maybe we get confused and we get one person saying one thing. And so we start to jump from thing to thing to thing, and we have kind of like that shiny object syndrome, so we never stick with one thing long enough to actually see the result. We're a little bit more impatient, right? Or we may not know how to really track our improvements, and because we're not seeing the big wins just yet, we just kind of write that thing off of like, oh, we tried it, right? So that can certainly be the case. And then the other thing is as well, and I think this can occur, in the social media age, but also, sometimes with, short-term experiences, is we might be taking the right actions in terms of, um, the efforts and the energy and the focus is there, but it's not the right type of actions. And I'll give you an example of this. We work with a lot of clients that might have like tests done already. They've done mineral tests, they've done nutrient tests, they've done hormonal tests, they've done thyroid panels, they've done cholesterol panels, right? They've done all these different things. And, the actions that they're taking are like very advanced. Maybe it's tons of supplements, right? Maybe it's this protocol that has you eating certain macro distributions, right? They're really the granular details. We have some that are like tracking micronutrient intakes, like how many milligrams did I get of this? And I'm not saying that there's isn't times and place to in essence focus on maybe some of those things within the context of coaching in general. But what I'm saying is, so many people, we move into these um, advanced habits when we haven't even mastered the fundamentals yet just yet. We haven't even mastered the basics. And we work with a lot of ambitious, advanced people, very knowledgeable, type A, right? And they have a lot of knowledge under the belt, and they're working on these advanced things when we've missed, the very foundation of what they need, right? And it's similar to like, jumping over dollars to pick up pennies, right? The penny might shine and might feel attractive, but like it's the dollars, it's the things that have the highest leverage to make, movements for you that really work. And the great thing about those individuals, because they're still motivated, because they're ambitious, because they are determined to make that happen for themselves, they're able to focus on just the fundamentals, and then they see such big strides. And that was the case for our client that just recently wrapped up with this. She had worked with she came to us with like pre-diabetes. She had been working on that for a while now. Her A1C was climbing, her weight was climbing, even though she was really working on the nutritional side of things for the last 5 years. Didn't see any weight budge, and over the course of just 3 months, her blood sugar, got down to a normal range. Her A1C went from 6.1 to 5.2. Her weight went down 18 pounds after not being able to lose weight for the last 5 years, right? Her lower back pain went away. Her seasonal allergies went away. She normalized her blood pressure. She got off her hormonal medications. She's able to sleep through the night, right? All these different things. And she was one of those people that was focused on all these advanced strategies when the fundamentals were just missing, right? So we find that as a lot of times the case. And so I would just be careful how we label something, because if we think to ourselves, we have tried everything, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, you haven't, right? And that's a great thing. It's more of a, I think that's leads to certainly more hope in the process, right? And you have to just believe that, right? Um, we work with clients all around the world that say that, and ultimately, the people that say that, I know for sure they just don't have the full picture, right? So I hope that helps if you're in that place. And we have two more spots available for one-on-one coaching. If that is something that you feel is the right time to get some support. If you are looking or wanting to apply to our coaching, I'm going to drop a link in the description there below. All you have to do is click on the link, apply, and set a time for our short little call to go over that. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining here today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk on the next live.